Hey, BassGeek here, and why is no one talking about this bait? Berkley came out with 3, and we've heard everybody talk about the other 2. This one's kind of being kept quiet. I was at Red Crest. Me and Mike went down there this year. It's the first ever time I'd been to Red Crest. Good little show. Really great event down in Birmingham, Alabama. Went to the Berkley booth. I was really wanting to get some of the finishers. I had 2 or 3 of the 9s, which I'd use. And they're truthfully a little too big most of the time for what I'm doing. So I wanted some 7s and some 5s, especially the 5s. But Berkley brought everything else. They had the Krejes. They had, I don't remember what those little kind of minnow baits they put out are. They had those, no finishers. So I went to a vendor who had a bunch of Berkley stuff. They were loaded with Krejes. They were loaded with the little drop minnows. And, you know, I was sitting there and I was talking to one of the guys, and I asked, you know, the person at the register, I was like, hey, do you have any of the finishers? And they were like, no. Well, little did I know, one of the Berkley reps were standing right beside of me. And I was like, you really need to carry the finisher. I know the Krej gets all the publicity, but that finisher is the best of the 3 baits that they come out with. And I know there's a few videos out there on it, you know, just kind of talking about how to fish it and this, that, the other, just when it first come out. But I've been fishing this bait now for a little while. And if you guys haven't seen my BR fish video and the fish catches we did last year, and if you haven't seen my video on the jaw dropper, well, this is the hard bait version. So this is the Berkley Finisher. Now guys, I'm not sponsored by Berkley. I'm pretty sure Berkley hates my guts because of a video I did on a rod that I was none too pleased about years and years ago. But all that being said, if you don't like honest people, then you don't like me, which might say more about them than it does me. All that being said, this bait is flipping incredible. I've got absolutely nothing to say bad about this. The hooks are sharp. You may want to upgrade them. They dull quickly. That's probably the worst thing I can say. This is the 5. It's 2 inches, 1/3 ounce. It sinks like a rock, but it will stay put when you start working it. I'll show you how to retrieve this a couple different ways in a few minutes, but this thing is incredible. Again, this is a 5. This is my second favorite color, and this is French Pearl. Think about this as they call it a glide bait. If you've seen my BR fish and my jaw dropper videos, this little thing does the same exact thing, but it's a hard bait with treble hooks, which I love. Now, the reason why it works so well, I think, is because A, the internal weight system, the nose, sure, but the line tie is sideways. I've got a couple different colors, 3 that are good for me. I don't have all the colors that they make. I'll put a link in the description. You can go look at all the colors that they have online. Now, this is a nice little color here. This is Naboo. This is Stealth Shad. That's really my go-to color right there. This is a color that smallmouth love on the jerkbaits, and I hope they're gonna love on a finisher too, and this is called Purple Slime. My 7s have been on back order, so they're coming in as we're sitting here filming this video. I believe they're a 3-inch, but here's what they look like. All right, geeks, so I'm interrupting this video because my 7s came in, and I wanna show you the size difference between these. Now, if you'll remember, this was the 9, and so the 9 is a 3/4 ounce, 3.5 inch little bait. Now the color is pretty much the same thing. You can tell this right here, I think it's French Pearl. It is French Pearl. That's the 9. The other one that I showed you was the 5s, and you can see this one here. This is another one of my favorite colors. This is Purple Slime. So the 5 is a 1/3 ounce, 2-inch little bait. The 7s have came in. This is the slime color too, but the deal is they're a 1/2 ounce, 2.75, so 2 3/4 inches, so a little bit bigger. I'll show you the size comparison right now. But again, the colors are pretty much the same thing. So here you've got the Purple Slime, You've got the stealth shad, the blue smelt, and you always got to have that French pearl. All right, back to the rest of the video. Now here's the 9-inch. They're a 3/4 ounce, so you're gonna get them down really deep. They're a little bit bigger. They are 3.5 inch, but I pretty much have these in the same exact color. All right, geeks, before we go on, I wanna tell you about Boat Effects, the steps. I get to fish a lot during the winter time. I fish a lot by myself. I'm lucky enough to have Mike, my camera guy, come with me a whole lot. But when I am by myself, I'm getting old. I'm fat. My knees hurt. Guys, there's a discount code right here. Get you some steps for your boat. I have had several friends, 2 guys pass away, 2 older gentlemen pass away because in the wintertime, they have fell and drowned right at the boat ramp. I had another friend who fell across the tongue of his boat, broke his ribs. I fell out of my Triton, even having Boat Effects steps, because I wanted to get out in a hurry and talk to my buddies that was standing by the back of the boat. I cracked my heel, I hurt my back. So don't be an idiot like me. If you do have them, use them. If you don't, buy them. Had somebody leave a comment just the other day, right here it is. They're worth every penny. All right, let's talk about rod, reel, and line for these. It gets a little complicated depending on what size. If you're running the 5, a TFO 7-foot to 7.3 medium fast action is perfect for it. Now, this is a new reel I'm checking out. This is a Revo, Abu Garcia Revo RUO. It's a lower end model. It doesn't have anti-reverse on it, which drives me nuts, but so far it does seem to be a good, affordable reel. Now, I do have that, my K9 braid, 20-pound test, pink. I can see that pink line a lot better. And my leader is an 8-pound Pro 100, 100% fluorocarbon for K9. Hey, 10% off right there. Go give that line a try, guys. Trust me, you'll love it. Now, let's talk about the 7s and the 9s. The 9s, they're 3/4 ounce. You're gonna want a heavier rod, probably a medium fast action bait casting rod. You might even be able to get away with a medium heavy, being that it's a 3/4, but I would try to go with a medium just because of the tip. Now you probably throw the 7s on that too, but you can also throw the 7s on the TFO. I'll put links to everything in the description. And line setup for me is gonna be about the same thing. On the bait caster, it's gonna be maybe 10, 12 as opposed to the 8. All right, geeks, so when you're casting this thing out, again, you don't have to have forward-facing sonar for this. Just be in an area, especially if they're busting, this thing is great. Again, just like the BR and the jaw dropper videos you can watch on how to fish those and what those are if you don't know at the end of this. But the first thing you do is you make a nice cast. We're just gonna work it in open water, but you can even cover the banks with this thing. It's incredible blind casting. You make a nice cast, and then it's like walking the dog. It's just a twitch, twitch, twitch. Now you can twitch up too, and it's gonna have an erratic, just erratic action. And you can soft twitch to slow it down. You can quick twitch to speed it up. The hook set, it's a spinning rod 90% of the time. I'm just coming straight up with it, but I'm gonna reel down. Now these are treble hooks, and what I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to lip it, or I'm gonna have my net guy get it. Probably not gonna boat hop these, and be extremely careful if you're lipping it. They are treble hooks, and these are small treble hooks. They'll go deep. All right, there's why you use the finisher. There's why no one's talking about the finisher. Man, that thing is amazing in open water. You don't have to use it just in open water. You can use it just out there casting around. The thing is incredible, just like the BR head, just like the jaw dropper, a hard bait version. And there you have it. So after the outro, I'll have 2 videos, one talking about the BR head and one talking about the jaw dropper that fishes the same exact way. And we've already caught a ton of fish on these. All right, 100% Watch Squad, that one's for you geeks. Like it if you like it, and you geeks rock.